Alright guys, quick little update and a little quickie project this afternoon. I feel like playing a little bit more. I finished up the height touch probe, which this is the second one that I built, and this will set the heights on your CNC. I'll link the original build video up in the description up above. So what it does is this will bolt down to the table, and you'll bring your tool down, touch off there, and it works just like the other Renishaw probes that I talked about earlier and that we previously built. Like I say, this is the one for the height gauge, and your tool touches off there and it sets your zero or tells you what your height is on that. This is exactly the same build as the first one I did. The only thing is this is mounted to the table, and we just built this little bracket. I'll bolt it down with a T-slot, and I just affixed it to a 1/4-inch plate down here, and I'm using this hex head cap screw. I turned it down to fit the T-slots in my table. So I'll show you the way it fits, and we're working on the storage solution for it. So let me move the camera. Alright, here's a little better view of the mill table. The way this will set in is it will bolt right there, put a T-nut behind on the bottom of it, and bolt down. I'll probably just build an aluminum T-nut. That way, if I want to set it up in the middle of a probing program on the CNC self to automatically go back and check height on that for tool breakage, I can set a known position for it, which will probably be in this T-slot right here and just flush with the end is probably where I'll permanently mount it. And then there's enough room if I set up that probing program, it will automatically go to that position and read our tool height. I still have to run my extension cable. This is the little box that I'm going to use as a control box, and I'll just be able to mount to plug it right in here. And then the wiring for this will run over to the CNC controller, whether it plugs into the spot on the front like the down touch probe does and I just swap them out, or if I wire it into the box directly, which is probably what I'll do. I still will probably need to put a switch on there, a two-way switch, if I'm going to mount both of those probes simultaneously, so I can switch between probes for which one it reads off of. But nonetheless, that's our mounting position for it. And then I set up this box as a storage position, or a storage solution for it. And what it does is it's just going to sit right in there. It's just going to sit right in there just like that. And then I've got a little spring-loaded position, or spring-loaded washer here that we can wrap it around. I'll probably still put a little strap across it so I can Velcro it on or do something so it doesn't flop around, and so it's compact and out of the way and doesn't interfere with any table movement or anything, just to make sure we don't catch it on anything. But that's what we've come up with for that. This probe and everything is done. I'm kind of working on a little cover for it, a little dust cover. And what I did is I've got a piece of plexiglass that I'm going to cut out and bend up over it. And I've already built a little cardboard template. And this is just a rough template to get the outer positioning done of it. And I'm going to cut it out of plexiglass and then bend it, and we'll probably glue the edges. But it will sit over the top just like that and extend down to the bottom of the box. So that's the way that'll look. That's the project I'm working on for right now. So let's go and cut up some plexiglass. So here's our piece of plexiglass. Nothing spectacular, just some thin stuff from the home center. And it will lay out just like this. There again, nothing real critical. Alright, well I've already cut out my little piece of plexiglass here, and I've already flame sealed most of the edges. I've rounded the four corners that are going to kind of stand proud, so we'll go ahead and flame seal them. It just smooths up the edges a little bit more. And all you do is just very carefully run your torch over that edge. And it will smooth that edge up real nice. So, now we've got our heat strip already warmed up. Make sure we bend this the right way. And what I'm going to do is bend a piece and then I'll take it over and check it just to make sure we've got it right. We may have to reheat this just a little bit to form our corners and radius our edges to set them in there the way they're supposed to be on this side anyway. Just smooth them up a little bit more. Try that one. I think that looks pretty good. Go ahead and do our last one here. And there's our little cover. So let me try it one more time and then we'll figure out what adjustments we're going to make and how we're going to glue it together. Okay, so the adjustments I want to make are, I want to notch this upper corner just a little bit. Let me just file that out. I want to shorten this up probably 3/16 of an inch, approximately, just because there's a mounting place there. And then we'll go ahead and radius this edge, and that'll give us a point where we can run a glue bead down both sides here and down this back corner. So I'm going to go ahead and make those adjustments off camera. I don't think we need the heat strip anymore, so I'll probably unplug it. And we'll make some adjustments, and then we'll come back and do the final glue up and final assembly on it. Alright, well I got a set back here warming up one more time. I need one little more bend. I trimmed back the edge and put a little radius in the back upper corner. And we just need this to move out just a wee little bit, just to give us a little more clearance for it to slide on over the mounting brackets in the back. I've got a bolt that runs all the way through. And once I get this bent, I'm pretty confident everything's going to fit. What I'm going to do is just take a little bit of plexiglass cement and run it along these two upper edges to give it a little more stiffness and hopefully seal it. It's not going to be a perfect fit, but this is just shop equipment. All I want to do is add a little bit of protection to that touch probe and the mounting on it so it doesn't get dusty and dirty. Now, chips and coolant are going to bang off of this cover, and it's going to end up and be scratched up and ragged looking before too long, but there again, it doesn't matter. It's going to protect the equipment that it's intended to protect. quite a substantial little bend in the back, but that clears the mounting hardware on the back side. So that'll work well. So now if we just take a little bit of plastic weld or plastic cement, figure out exactly where we want all this. Let's see, let's start with this side. See if we can do this without screwing it up and making a mess. There we have a pretty nice little cover. I'll hold this for a couple minutes just to make sure it's cured up and stuck together well, and then we'll take it over and throw it on and take a look at it, see how it looks fine, finished out. There's a cover, little dust cover, keep it nice and clean. That'll work just fine, do exactly what it's intended to do. I could have shortened it up probably, about 3/4 of an inch and still worked fine, but that will do everything we want it to do. One more shop project done. Hopefully you found something at least a little bit entertaining here. If you haven't already, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button. If you hit the bell notification, you'll know when I put out a new video. And any comments or suggestions, leave them in the comment section for me below. And as always, guys, thanks for taking the time to watch.